All right, number ID is very quick, very easy. Students need to be able to recognize any number from 0 all the way up to a million by, I believe a million is second grade, but the students in our class are very capable of doing that, and I'd like to see them recognizing numbers that high, and they're actually really good at recognizing the numbers in the thousands, even the 100,000s. So that's what I push for them, but really they only need to know the numbers up to the thousands by the end of first grade. They'd be a level 4, and if they know up to the millions, they'd be a level 5. That does not mean they need to start at 1 and count all the way up to a million, because that's ridiculous. It means if I show them this number, for example, they can tell me that's 2,436. Or if I show them this number, they can tell me that's 125,643. They do not need to be able to count up to a million. And some parents do freak out when I tell them, oh, they need to know the numbers up to a million. And that freaked me out when I was told that as well, because I thought it meant the same thing. But no, absolutely not. That's ridiculous. They just need to be able to recognize numbers that high. And the reason being is because of place value, which we just started in our class, but I have been talking about place value a lot because of number ID, because it helps them remember what numbers are in the hundreds, first of all. So, for example, the number 352, if I were to show this to a student and want to talk about place value with it, I would say, okay, the 2 is in the ones place, the 5 is in the tens place, and the 3 is in the hundreds place. So what number is this? And sometimes they still have no idea, which is fine. So I usually cover up all the numbers except for the first one in the ones place, and I say, this is the ones place. What number is this? They'll tell me 2. Okay, great. Now, this is in the tens place. So what number is this? And they'll usually say 5. And I'll say, okay, how many is 5 tens? And they'll go, oh, okay, wait, 52. And then I say, how many hundreds are there? 3. 352. So really pointing out the place value in those numbers helps them a lot with number ID. And I do the same thing when we get into the thousands as well. So with number ID, all I do is I show a number and I say, what number is this? And they'll tell me 19, 16. And we just go through it really, really quickly, especially the numbers between 0 and 100. They know them all. Once we get into the hundreds, that's where it starts to get tricky, and that's where I start to really point out place value and we go a little bit slower. But for this video, I'm just going to run through the numbers 1 to 100 really quick, and then I'll throw in some bigger hundreds and some thousands as well. If your child's struggling with them, you can stop the video if you feel like they're not getting it with your help at home, and that's totally fine. But they really should be getting all the ones from 1 to 100, and they should be getting the higher hundreds as well, the 200s, 300s, 400s, 500s. Again, if you want to make these your own flashcards at home, totally fine. You don't have to have them sit and watch this video and do these numbers specifically. These are just numbers that I threw in as well. So you can really do any number, especially when we get up there to the higher hundreds. I have the same cards that I've been using, so it's better to mix it up if you want to. Okay, so let's go. What number is this? 12. Good job. What number is this? 13. Awesome. What about this? 90. Good. 95. 97. 25. 28, 21, whoa, oh, now they're, sorry, I didn't check the order beforehand, but that's okay. 400, good. 119, good. 630, nice job. 164, 207, 352. Nice job. I want to bring this one back up because this 0 in the middle really trips them up sometimes. The 7 is in the ones place. The 0 is in the tens place. So we need to remind them that because there's nothing in the tens place, this is still 7. Even if there's a 0 in front of it, this is still 7. A lot of kids will say 27. A lot of kids will say 270 still because they're not used to seeing a 0 in front of a single digit number. But what I do to remind them is I take away all the numbers again. What number is this? 7. What number is this? 0. So there's nothing in the tens place. So what number is this? It's still 7. And then we have 2 in the hundreds place. So this is 207. And that's number ID. It's super quick. It's super easy. I'll throw in some thousands right now as well if you want to challenge your child. There are some students who are actually above the thousands. But I will throw these in here at the end, just in case you don't want to do these with your child at this moment. And then you can always come back to the video later. Sorry, I'm just putting them in a better order because they're all over the place. Okay. $1,672. 2,436. 4,897. 6,523. 17,429. And I will give more wait time with these because it takes them a little bit to figure them out, which is totally fine. 23,851. 11,205. And once we get into these thousands that have double digits in the thousands place, I do have to remind them this whole thing is the thousands place, okay? $33,333. 59,361. 46,521. 63,491. And then again, I have to remind them, this is the whole thousands place. 125,643. 512,979. 205,673. Awesome. And that's number ID. It's super fast and super easy usually for the kids. The next video I'm going to post will be structuring.